Guessing most of you know about the mighty ogre lord Shrek. He's been in about 5 movies so far. He's been in Shrek 1, Shrek 2, Shrek 3, otherwise known as Shrek the Third, Shrek 4, Shrek Forever After, and Shrek the Musical. Some people even like to count Shrek the Halls, but that's more just a sort of short type of thing, as well as some people say Shrek Swamp Stories, which is more of just a Simpsons Treehouse of Horror-esque type of little promotional thing that people made for Halloween. And some people even like to count the little shorts that he's done, but no, I don't really count that. And also, another Shrek film is supposed to be being made next year, the long-awaited Shrek 5, that is apparently going to be a reboot, so we are all waiting for that. But if you've been living under the rock for the past 20 or so years, Shrek is basically just a movie about a green ogre named Shrek, voiced by Mike Myers, and the donkey named Donkey. How creative. He's voiced by Eddie Murphy. And in those movies, he just goes on various antics, and as the Shrek movies got crazier and crazier, Shrek essentially just became a meme. Some people said the Shrek movies got worse over time, but I honestly don't really think that. I think the Shrek movies got better over time. Shrek 4 is my favorite one out of the bunch. But anyway, the story of how Shrek was banned from my school happened all the way in 8th grade, and some of you might know from the video I did a while ago, my slimy cock-Nazi principal. He did a lot of crazy things that nobody really liked him for. He was even biased towards a lot of people. That's what people had told me. Some students, even nowadays, still hate him and stuff like that. I saw him recently in public, and I made sure to flip him the bird just because I felt like it. He had no idea who I was at this point, but it doesn't even matter. So anyway, in 8th grade, when we were 13 years old, people kept talking about Shrek, and there was even this one kid, we'll give him a fake name, how about Binky? We'll call this dude Binky. So Binky, he always loved the Shrek movies, and would every once in a while just say, "This is my swamp," or "It's all ogre now," or a bunch of other things. He would sometimes even roar like an ogre, which made absolutely no sense, making people think he had Tourette's or something like that. But it was just a weird little thing he did, and I don't even know why. But he was just always watching Shrek videos. Once he was watching Shrek in class. Once he even asked if we could watch Shrek in class on movie day, and the teacher said no, because they just didn't have Shrek, I guess. But he was just always talking about Shrek. He also liked to draw things. He would draw Shrek. He even once walked into my classroom out of not being invited or anything, and he just drew Shrek on the board. It didn't even make sense, but this kid would just always talk about it, and back then Shrek memes were at its peak. Now I feel like Shrek is one of those memes that people still care about to this day. I'll go on Instagram, and every once in a while I'll still see a picture of Shrek photoshopped onto, I don't know, Moto's face or something from the freaking weird movies. I don't even know what they're called. Madagascar, I guess that's what they're called. I would just slip my mind for a minute. But you would even see stuff like that, or Shrek Wazowski, or fuck it, I don't even know, Shrek SpongeBob, whatever the hell. People just still make Shrek memes and just say it's all ogre, onions, or moist, or whatever the hell. People just make memes about Shrek still to this day. That is how much of an icon Shrek was. The movie probably generated about $4 billion in revenue or something like that. But the kid Binky would always talk about this one specific video. He would always say, "Shrek is love, Shrek is life." He'd always talk about it. And at the time, I didn't know what it was, so then I decided to review it. I went on YouTube and I watched it, and Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life is a very, very, very interesting video. If you haven't watched it, just don't, I guess, but it's basically just a really weird video put together in Super Filmmaker, where this one guy is talking about how he has every Shrek movie and he loves Shrek, and every night he would pray to Shrek, and his father calls him a fag for it, so then he calls him a cunt. And then it's just a funny, weird video. And then Shrek decides to break into his room or whatever, and Shrek fucks the kid. I'm not even joking. That's what happens. And then Shrek says something about "this is my swamp" or whatever, and the guy talks about Shrek lodging onions inside of him or whatever. And his butt was tearing. It's just a weird video. I'm just better to just have me describe it than actually watch it. But then again, it's just a super poorly made video. And the kid would always be talking about that, and every once in a while he would just write it on the board, and people would just be, "What does that mean? What does that mean?" So then one kid actually decided to have to spoil the fun and everything, where he decided to look up Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life, and then he told the principal about it. And then the kid was called into the principal's office, and he had to watch Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life with the principal full on, reaction video. What's up, guys? This is Mr. Principal who has no fun. Today we're going to be watching Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life. Oh my gosh, what is that? I can imagine that is just what happened during the video. And then from then on, Shrek was pretty much banned from the entire school. Anybody who would even mention the smelly ogre onion man would get a detention or a suspension or even worse, expelled. He even threatened to expel some people, and the kid, he even decided to just move away and never talk to anybody else ever again. I still have no idea where he is. We always make jokes that he moved down to where Shrek Studios is going to be filmed and he wants to be in the Shrek movie or something like that. People would say it'd be funny if Binky decided to be in Shrek 5 if it ever does come out. But anyway, this kid, it was just so funny that he got that banned, and just anybody who said the word Shrek or ogre, anything, I think even somebody said green, they weren't even referring to Shrek, and the guy just got mad. What'd you say? So, it's just a pretty stupid thing that Shrek had to be banned from the school just because of a stupid, poorly made YouTube video from 2014 or something. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Just thought it was interesting. I never thought that a silly man from a meme would have end up getting banned from an entire school. I was even heard that he got banned in other cities, too.